Thank you so much for returning. Last time I shared how we chose our first villa in Punta Cana, the one that we call our panic house. And today I want to take you behind this thinking of our next one, the home that we will likely become our full time home in the Dominican Republic. This one is going to be a little bigger, and our choice has everything to do with our family, the community, and the schools in the area. I already said it, but I want to say it again. Happy Halloween, guys. I hope that you have a good one. We have a really nice weather here in Florida today. So, one of the biggest reasons that we are planning towards this community that is called Vista Cana is because it checks off all of the boxes, guys, for a smooth family transition, for family, for us, what works for us. Remember, guys, I'm just telling you our journey, and hopefully, some of you resonate with it. So this community just opened at Ashton School. This is one of the nicest schools in Santo Domingo, and they had one in Santo Domingo, and they just opened one in this community this year. And one of the major reasons, even though they have other ones, this one follows an English curriculum, and it goes all the way through the 12th grade. And that's huge for us because you guys know we do have high schoolers. We have one in ninth grade and in 11th grade right now. And that's huge because not only has that the high school there, it's also a planned gated community with lots of growth potential. And what does that mean for us? We're always thinking ahead. And if you haven't caught up, it's meaning that we are early enough in this community to get in at good values because it's still building a community, and people that are coming in, obviously it hasn't been fully built in, so there's a lot of competition because there's different builders building at the same time. So it creates a little bit of a bargain for the buyers. Remember, the more the supply that you have in an area, the better for the consumer. So there's a lot of a planned community, a lot of people building at the same time. It makes it better for us as a consumer to buy because when builders compete, consumers win. Okay, so keep that in mind. Plus, this community, based on our research, I've seen that there's an influx of Dominican that live in Dominican Republic, but they're just moving from Santo Domingo because the city is getting so big that they just want to have a more calmer community, especially because they're opening the schools there, and the prices are still better than per se Punta Cana Village. That they're moving there, and it has a very good mix of expats. So people that are coming from Canada, the U.S., Europe, they're buying there as well, and they're living in the community because of that school that I just told you about. So that makes a very good balance for us because although we want our kids to feel connected to the culture, we also don't want them to feel isolated if they don't find people that they can speak English like they do here now. Because my kids really do speak Spanish and they understand it, but they're not very fluent yet. So that will make a smoother transition. Now, what's that criteria for this new house? So, but for this new house, these are the non-negotiables, and the non-negotiables are we want 3 bedrooms. That's our minimum for this property. Now, ideally it would be 4, but it would not be a deal breaker. But we would like to have 3, 2 to 3 bathrooms, and we want this property to be fully built or almost completely built with a proven builder, and we want this to be under 400,000. Best ideally closer to 350 if possible. And the biggest things that we're aiming, the reason we want that price is because we're aiming to potentially pay it in full or have a very, very small mortgage. That's what we want. We want to have a fully paid house or a very small mortgage. So that means that we have to be patient. Now you might be thinking, but wait a minute, Betty, I thought you guys said you were in the military, you were retirees. Where are you finding all this cash? Well, throughout my military, we decided to buy houses in different um, states. So now we're selling 2 of our properties next year, and we're hoping to have enough equity to be able to purchase this other property in full. That's why we're not sure if we could or couldn't, because we don't know exactly how much you're going to sell for, and in a year a lot can change. So now, like I said, it's going to be that we're planning to buy this property maybe late 2026 or beginning 2027, as our property still have tenants in it, and after they leave we will have to make it um, you know listing market for the market ready, paint and do a few things, and hopefully by this time next year they will be sold. Now, remember, guys, this is how we're doing it, and I'm documenting our journey. This is not how, doesn't mean that this is how you have to do it, but remember, this is what we called at the beginning of this um, 30-day challenge, what we call the backwards planning, which is the method that we learn in the military, where you know where you want to be, and then you map out backwards to get there, right? So, what would I want you to take out of this, if anything? Is that we're not buying just for looks. We're buying for what we think it's going to be the best fit for our next chapter. So you can fit in whatever it is for your next chapter in life. For us right now, what is looking is Vista Cana, because I see it. It could be an investment, but it's not just an investment. This one provides us a little bridge between the life that we know now and the one that we're building there. And I think it's a very good mix of the both. Now, guys, this was day 5 on my 30-day YouTube channel. Remember, or challenge. I keep confusing channel and challenge. Challenge. Now, remember, I'm going to go live for 30 days, Monday through Friday. So I'm not going to be on tomorrow, but I will be coming back on Monday. So if you have not subscribed yet, this is a very, very good time for you to hit the subscribe button. I'm going to share how we're managing this whole process financially, how we're selling our houses, and how we're preparing to buy cash. If not, right away, at least to have a small mortgage in the Dominican Republic. And I don't want you to miss this one. So anyway, guys, have a great weekend and happy Halloween. Enjoy the day. And I'll see you again on Monday. Bye.